In a couple of minutes and introduce myself, because as I've traveled this state over the last year, we announced for the governor's race back October the 18th of last year at the Republican State Convention. And since that time, I have traveled the state. And I've come to recognize throughout those many, many months that once I get outside of Owasso and Collinsville, Catoosa, the district that I represent as a state senator, not everyone knew me. Not everyone knows me. And even today, a lot of people now know my name, but they don't know a whole lot about me personally. So I want to share with you a little bit of who I am, because I want to give you some excellent reasons to support my governor's race. This is a critical race. 2010, I believe, is going to be a pivotal. It's going to be a turning point for the state of Oklahoma. So I want to give you some good reasons to support us. And I want to start off by telling you that first of all, I am a third-generation Oklahoman, and I'm very proud of that. I was born in Okie, and I'm going to die in Okie. And you're just not going to get me out of this state. It's a wonderful, wonderful place to live. But I want to take you back to my childhood just for a couple of minutes and share with you a few things about me personally, because most of what happened to me in my childhood has everything to do with the man that stands before you today. My dad instilled in me a tremendous work ethic at a very young age. He taught me how to work. And I was mowing yards and flipping hamburgers and throwing my paper out, sacking groceries after wrestling practice in high school. But at that tender age, Dad taught me the honor of hard work. He taught me the value of being self-sufficient. And I've got to say that has carried with me throughout my entire life. But something pretty cool happened when I was 17 years old and a senior in high school, dating my future wife. She didn't know it at the time, but I did. I loaned my dad $500 and my 1963 Chevy so Dad could fulfill his version of this great American dream that we all get to participate in. And he started our family air conditioning business. He started our family business. And I'll say that it was the best investment I have ever made in my life, because after I graduated high school, went off to college and got trained in that industry, I came back and I was able to work with Dad side by side for 17 years, building that family business, creating jobs and providing opportunities for our employees. And I've spent the last 30 years continuing to build 2 different companies from scratch. And it's been a part of my life, a part of my adult life, knowing how not just to work and build a business, but how to serve and how to be creative and how to operate a company in the state of Oklahoma. And I will say that is a mindset that I will bring to the governor's office that I think is desperately needed. Historically, we elect to that office either a career politician or a trial attorney or a combination thereof, and I'm neither. I'm a business guy. I'm a heating and air conditioning guy from Owasso, Oklahoma. And I have been an entrepreneur my entire adult life. I think I'm probably one of the luckiest men in the state of Oklahoma. 37 years ago, I fell in love with my high school sweetheart. And today, I'm still married to my high school sweetheart, and I'm still desperately in love with her. And I think you can see why. She's easy to pamper, as I mentioned in my bio. But who am I? Well, I could be your neighbor. I'm your friend. I assure you of that. I'm a Sunday school teacher. I'm a deacon. I'm a city councilman. I'm a mayor. Today, I actually serve in the state senate. And as I look around this room, I dare say that I'm probably just like you. I have goals. I have dreams for my kids, for my grandkids. I have a vision for the state of Oklahoma. But I've also got some concerns tonight. I've got some big-time concerns. I'm concerned about what Washington, D.C. has done to the state of Oklahoma. And I want to share a few things with you tonight. How I believe we can revitalize the Republican Party. I believe with everything within me that it is the Republican Party that will bring this country back to square. It is the values and the principles of the Republican Party that will once again galvanize and strengthen the people, not only of this state, but throughout this nation. If I took you back to World War II, 600,000 soldiers fought at the Battle of the Bulge, one of the bloodiest battles in the entire Second World War. 81,000 casualties, the worst battle of the entire Second World War. The invasion of Normandy, 9,000 Americans died in one 24-hour period. Now, you know, when those soldiers went to battle, they had no idea of the losses that they were getting ready to face. They had no idea the casualties. They had no idea the hardships that they were going to be confronted with. But the soldiers had a purpose. They had a destiny placed on their shoulders. And their purpose was to keep America free. Their purpose was to secure again the blessings of liberty that had been passed down generation after generation after generation. Our founding fathers had a similar purpose when they birthed this great nation, but it was to set America free for the first time and to set in place the greatest sovereign government ever known to man. But today, folks, I can tell you our freedom is at risk. The sovereignty of its people are at risk today. And one of the main reasons that I'm wanting to serve you as governor is to lead this state back to the practical applications of our founding principles. You see, I still believe in limited government. I still believe in personal responsibility. And here's the big one. I still believe in the expansion of freedom. But our freedom is at risk today. All you have to do is look around and see the land grabs, the abuse of eminent domain around this country, the lack of border control, the invasion of illegal aliens that has become so dominant in our society today, the threat of a North American Union, the NAFTA Superhighway, the Real ID Act of 2005. Our freedom's at risk. Our financial freedom is also at risk today. The stock market problems, our 401k shrinking, business uncertainty, layoffs, the highest unemployment in the last 3 decades. We are facing some staggering problems in our nation and in our state today. I've got to tell you, I'm concerned with the bailouts of Congress. I'm concerned with the Obama stimulus scheme. Washington, D.C. has grown our federal debt to over $12 trillion. You couple that with all of our long-term payments, Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare. We have a $64 trillion debt heaped on the shoulders of the taxpayers and the citizens of this great state. The stimulus money that we accepted here in Oklahoma last year, free money from Washington, D.C., you'd think that'd be a great thing, right? Wrong. Let me tell you what that stimulus money did. It encumbered our kids' future. It has created generational debt on our kids and our grandkids. Because we took that stimulus money, you may have not even heard this before. You don't hear from very many elected officials that supported it. Because we took the stimulus money last year, the federal government now has control of over half of Oklahoma's budget all the way through the 2012 budget cycle. That is blatantly unconstitutional.